Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Night of the Dead. Oh, Night of the Dead. Oh, I got a wolf. There's always a wolf. Whenever I log in, it's guaranteed. Oh, and then a daytime spawn. Have you guys finished now? To be honest, this is the busiest that I've been. Just the odd daytime spawn. Here comes the rest of the daytime spawn now. Let's just finish him off. The world is empty right now. I've killed everything. Just wandering around desperately looking for resources. Ah, brilliant. Oh, and again, you slamming. But just wandering around, and everywhere I go, I mean, I've been there. I've cleared it out. All these places, there's nothing. All I'm waiting for these days is just the daytime zombies. Hunting for these last few pieces of black rock scattered around. So this is what it's like in post-Wave 50, people. Doesn't matter where you go. I'm just trying to pick up the loosed pieces. That's like all I've got. And even these loose pieces of rock to mine are just slowly becoming less and less and harder to find. All the places I go to, I've already been. I've already killed everything. The world is just becoming quiet. What about over there? I've done all of these buildings over here. Is that a door? Is that a door? No, it's a fake door. Yeah, I've been here. Everything's dead. It's dead and gone. No zombies left, no loot left. Check cars. I've cleaned it out. This is what my world is like. Just nothing. Emptiness. Oh, there's a zombie on her own. Or his own, her own, whatever. Not anymore. So maybe if there's a zombie, there could be something over here I haven't cleaned out. No, I've done everything. I was just one lucky lone straggler, wondering all the rest of her zombie friends have gone. So yes, if I don't show you many daytime recordings, it's because they're now just tumbleweeds. Nothing but empty buildings, looted cars, nothing to kill. Okay, I'll skip forward because this really is boring. I'm just hunting black rocks now. I'll see you in a moment. Let's have a quick talk about my front. The front of the base here. Now, the dilemma we had last night was there's a major jam by here. The discussion of at some point the shredder's got to go. The thing is, it's not just the shredder, it's the combination of the shredder, the spikes, and the cutters keeping everything stationary. And then a big jam appearing by here. Which I don't really want. But I can't really remove these railings. Because if I remove these railings, then I have to remove those stairs. Otherwise, things will just take the shortest route and go, you know, straight across and avoid the front. If I remove the stairs, then the jam goes here, doesn't it? Because those railings would have to stay, otherwise they would completely ignore this whole side anyway. They would just take that shortest route and go straight through there. Leave the railing there, they would jam up here. I could remove all of those cutters, put the floor on the same level as this, put another shredder on that side. But then I'm abandoning this side. There's no reason for them to come this side. They will always take the shortest route, so they'll all just do exactly the same thing on this side. Because they're trying to turn this corner. That's their goal. So they will take the shortest route to that goal. So the barrier has to stay. There's more than enough room. I'm probably going to leave it alone for this next wave and just watch it again. But if this shredder does go... I could just move the shredder. No, I don't. There's so much room. Getting rid of these spikes might be the issue. Just take these out. So that the flow through here is still going to get cut up. They're still going to go through the shredder. But they're not going to stop by here quite so much. Because the spikes don't fire that often. That when they're all bunched up here, the spikes are doing that much damage. But they're firing maybe often enough just to slow things down. At a point when I want to just flow. Because I can remove these spikes and just put, if I really wanted to, you know, the same spikes. Oh, we got a bit of damage on the wall there. The same spikes or another guillotine or something further down. So the damage would still happen. I'm just pushing the zombies down a little further. So the question is, why am I pushing the zombies down? Let's see the problem and then think of the solution then. So the only reason I want them to flow through smoother is A, to stop any potential attacks because they can't get anywhere. And B, I want to govern where the exploders die. And I want the exploders to die unevenly through. The easiest way to make the exploders die unevenly through is to not replenish guillotines. So the first exploder will probably die here after all that other damage, or here. A few bosses will run through and drain these down, and then the next exploder will probably, you know, blow up here. And slowly but surely, a few exploders might get a bit deeper. Evening out the damage to the traps, so the traps don't take huge amounts of damage. It's not the walls that's the issue, it's the traps. The traps are not explosion proof. And they can't take too many exploders in one place. I mean, me setting fire to them doesn't help because that purposely jams them. That's what setting fire does. It'll backlog the zombies because they can't move. I'm going to leave it alone for this wave. We'll watch what happens this wave again. And see... Just keep an eye on the exploders. And how much jamming I get by here. So, on with the show! Hello. So we're back slightly before the wave. Only because I usually do my... my thing where I go through some of the comments on the channels and answer them and see if there's any questions raised that I can answer during the video. And there's a few, so let's quickly do them now, before it's too late. Let's talk about barbed spikes. Barbed spikes, they are great fun. They were great before the nerf. Before the nerf came in, barbed spikes ruled. Period. They were just overpowered. No wonder they nerfed them. Where the hell is that wolf coming from? I don't even know how that wolf got there. Right, but now, the problem with barbed spikes is just purely down to the pathing algorithms and how many nodes of the A-star algorithm that it's going to do before it fails. And when it runs out of its algorithm count, they will stop trying to path and they will attack. The second thing with barbed spikes is some zombies, when they take some damage, if they're not taking continual damage, they will go into attack mode. So let's talk about point one first, the pathing algorithm. You have... Within a localized area, you have 500 node points. One platform is 10 node points. So you only have 50 platforms worth of pathing algorithm before it just all falls apart. And barbed spikes take up part of the algorithm. So when it gets to here, it's going to start calculating and working out how to path, get through all of these different obstacles before it even gets to your base. So having fields of barbed spikes just causes problems with your main base and how complicated you can make your main base. On top of that, you also have... It's very easy sometimes to confuse a zombie and block pathing with barbed spikes if you get too clever. You can line them up really nicely so they get plenty of room. But you gotta think about the cost of maintaining your barbed spikes. So normally you just let them get destroyed and then rebuild them because it's cheaper. Because you definitely don't want to be spending your time using tree branches to repair them. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, A, for the cost of tree branches to repair. And also you gotta think, a tree branch is one full refill of this or a repair of this. There's just no contest. The barbed spike damage is just pitiful nowadays. So they're great for a little bit of pathing and a little bit of nibbling and weakening. That's what I use it for. The reason they're here at all, because I can just remove them, is just to help guide them in towards here. I could use a palisade to do the same function, but if I do that, you would lose a lot of vision. So a few barbed spikes is just nice to help with the pathing, and it nibbles a tiny amount of hit points off the zombies at this wave. So barbed spikes, early levels, low levels, great. Legendary mode, they do hardly anything, and they get destroyed so quickly, and you get no resources back. So they're not as good as they used to be. In the early days, they used to be great, and people still hail about them there, and they build huge fields of complicated pathing. My experience is, don't bother. Just make some traps and use the resources that you've used to these to just keep your traps replanned. Far, far more superior and a better use of resources. Secondly, trebuchets and catapults. Okay, they're just entertainment, folks. These are not practical, okay? When I come down to the fact I have to ration and govern my resources, these are a complete waste of resources. not as bad as the flamethrower trap. The flamethrower trap is the worst waste of resources you can possibly have. But these are just waste resources. Let's, yet again, let's talk about a tree branch. Do you want a full uploaded 100 swinging cutter or 5 shots of ordinary ammo from a blister? They're not comparable. Yet again, you want your cutter. You do not want 5 big crossbow bolts going off. There's just no comparison for damage. So these are fun. They're great. Do I want them as a fully functioning part of the death machine? No, not at all. I would rather put a different trap in place, because it's going to cost the same with all the copper and everything else, but a different trap in place, like another guillotine or something. Something that's going to be easy to reload, do great damage, exactly where I want the damage to be and when I want the damage to be. These are toys. And I'm using them because they're toys. But they're not. For late gameplay where I am now, with like wave 50s or something, they're not something that you should be thinking about adding to your base as extra damage. They're toys. Because that's their place. This lot down here, this lot is quite good. I could actually add a lot more. It's just it would spoil the game for the viewers. Because this is so far away from the base, the zombies at this point are pathing using the world mesh, yeah? They're not actually pathing using a calculation whereby they're using their 500 node tether. They're pathing at this point using a world mesh tether. So all they're interested in doing down here is running from point A to point B. Yeah? They're not... If you tried to make this too complicated with Barbed spikes, they would just attack them. Because, again, as I say about a Barbed spike, if something takes damage and then there's not continual damage following afterwards, they will attack it. You'll see that with these. Because there's just one cutter, if a zombie comes through, they get to the point whereby they're not taking damage at this point. They're going, oh, I'm not taking damage anymore. I tell you what, I'm going to go back and attack this. Barbed spikes are terrible for it. They will constantly go back and attack Barbed spikes. Yes, you could try and line up like catapults to hit Barbed spikes and all the rest of the stuff. But yet again, resource-wise, which is what you need to look at late game, because you're running low on resources, is, especially if you're playing Legendary, where getting resources is so hard, then you can't be throwing away resources on things that look very practical, but are costing so many resources that could be used elsewhere. But as I was saying, if I put loads of cutters and all sorts of stuff down here, they would just path along them. It doesn't count towards my node tethering for them to try and go through my base. And so I could just put masses of traps down here. So many, in fact, that it would kill most of the mobs. Yeah. So if you're doing this just to get further and you're not streaming it to, you know, people on YouTube, then finding out where the zombies are spawning in from, trying to funnel the spawn into a set location, not near your base, and then filling that location with a load of traps. You don't need to go and refill them. It would actually kill most of the horde. And then only some of the bosses would actually get to your base. That is very practical to do. It's very easy to replan. I just go down there once a day sort of thing and just use, what, you know, half a dozen or, you know, a dozen sticks, and I've got a massive killing zone set back up again. So very cheap to maintain. They don't take enough damage to get destroyed. They're really good. The spikes over here and over here, actually most of them are there for me to get food. Those spikes and those spikes kill a lot of animals, and as a bonus they deter the zombies from pathing around this way because they see that as a wall, and so they'll take the shortest route. I could quite easily put palisades there to do the same job, but then I wouldn't get so much food. So I leave them as just food catchers. They're quite good at it. So what I will do for tonight, yet again, just because it's entertaining, I'm going to put some ammo in these. Not much. Just 30 rounds each. Just for them to have a bit of fun. And I'll put some bombs, not bombs, just ordinary stones in these. The only time I used bombs was for the 50th episode, because it's a celebration. But that's just a massive waste of resources for me to put bombs in there. And to be honest, even the stones, it's not worth it. I'd rather the trash zombies just come up to a cutter and just die in droves, and then I go, yeah, okay, a stick, there you go, they're dead again. It's just a case of governing resources. Early game, when you've got so many resources around you, then yeah, have fun. But as you get, you know, I'm looking to try and get long term, so I'm struggling for resources on some stuff. At the 50s, you can bet if I want to try and get to 100, then I'm going to be fighting tooth and nail for all kinds of resources. So I need to think now, how can I save resources for level 60, 70, 80, 90? And the only way I can do that is to play smart, play conservative, don't just throw resources after, you know, throwing ballista bolts at things, which, to be honest, is a waste of resources. So there you go. So those of you who are wondering why, you know, there's not more Barbed spikes or more ballistas or more trebuchets and things, it's because they're not efficient. It's as simple as that. They don't do as much as they cost. Right, we'll start at the beginning of the fight down here, just so we can watch the trebs and things in action. They won't do much, but it'll be a bit of a laugh. The trebs will throw all of their stuff next to the bunker over there, because that's where the first spawn comes through. Usually. Occasionally the spawn doesn't come from the bunker, but I would have said 90% of the time, the wave 0 spawn for me comes from my bunker. And then they'll drop in from the sky at that first light I'm looking at, and then that backlight. Sometimes they do the backlight first, and then they drop in at the front light. But yeah, it's those two that are the usual two spawn points. There's another spawn point over in the forest that way somewhere, but because of these, they flow down. So here we go. Trebs will have a little bit of fun throwing some stones. I mean, they're killing trash mobs, which are irrelevant. Now and again you'll get a boss come through, and the ballistas, with the help of the trebs, will kill a boss. Like, there's a boss coming through now. The ballistas with a treb should kill this boss. This is a lot of resources to kill a boss. Yeah, okay, they got him. Unnecessary, but they got him. It's fun to watch. They're just killing trash mobs now. Oh, there's a flamer. Or an exploder or whatever. He might not get taken down by the trebs. And the ballistas. Yeah. So I'm just going to go back to my base. And let the real thing do its job. Oh, the trebuchet's trying to hit it. But it's far more cost effective to just have a few sticks that I don't need to replace now. Kill stuff. There you go. Is that the trebs finished? No, there's a little bit more. Trevor's having a little bit of fun. See, they're going back to attack the cutter because the moment they don't take damage and they enter a free bit of space, they'll go back. And that's where usually Barbed spikes are the downfall, is they'll start attacking Barbed spikes. And that becomes not worth it. There's a few zombies being thrown in the air. And to be honest, I'd rather that all of that stuff now just come up here and we can get on with the show. But it is nice to see the Trebs doing a little bit of their attacks while they're stuck on the cutters. Okay, we're actually going to get the show on the road here, so let's get the base to do its job. I will switch to my flamer. I'll be trying not to flame at the end of the wave so much, just because I don't want the jamming to occur, that backlog. But if you do want to jam up zombies, if you want the zombies to be stuck in a certain location, especially like under a crusher or something, then a flamer is definitely the way to do it. So I want these exploders to spread out a bit now. I don't want them to both die in the same location. So that one's dying there. I think this one's going to die in the same location as well. Go on, keep going. No, he died there as well. And it's not too bad on a shredder. The shredder's got quite a lot of hit points. But some of the other traps don't have so much. And that damage will stack up. So here is where we start getting our bang for the buck. It's just keeping an eye on those cutters, using one tree branch to put them back onto max. That's where we really get our money's worth. This one will go down a little bit more. You can see the traps are taking damage just from zombies being nearby. The zombies aren't attacking. They will just take damage. There's not an exploder, that's just general usage. Yeah, everything's fine. Let's get that one back going again. There's that one. You will get zombies outside attacking the barbed spikes. Everything's fine for now. I'm not going to be that aggressive on recharging some of these because I want them to run through. If they run out, that's okay. That one's stuck. That back one there is at 99 and it's not moving. They get like that sometimes. They don't function. I will try and see if I can get it going again, see if it'll work. No, it's bugged out. It has. That one cutter. It stopped functioning. So yeah, you can see that top right cutter not working anymore, but it's fully charged. If I can target it again. Let me target it again. Yeah, it's fully charged, that's why I can't target it. It's just not moving. That's okay. If one of the traps stops functioning and bugs out, it's not the end of the world. So look, see what's going on over here. That's all okay. I'll leave that for a bit longer. The good one to try and reach, if I can get to it, would be the one behind this one. I'll have to repair. When this thing dies, now quickly go for it. Ah, I can't reach it. It's not letting me. Let me see if I can get it this way. Can I get it? Yeah, I got it. Get that one operational. Cost a few branches there, but that's okay. Yeah, this cut the ear. Although it's saying that it has used stuff, but it's not spinning. I don't know what's going on there. The traps are taking damage, but not much. Just want to let that exploder carry on a bit deeper. Yeah, this cut is not showing that it's spinning either. So, I think due to the amount of zombies we got now, some of the animation on these cutters is failing. We're all okay. It's good. Okay, the big wave will be here any moment. I'll probably give everything a little bit of just a touch up now for the big wave. Maybe even to heal it, repair it. Take this opportunity. Okay, the big wave should be here in a moment. Bosses. Still not really seeing the big wave yet. You do get some nights whereby you don't get that many big wave at the end, and other nights you seem to get like bonus amounts. Oh, okay, here we go. There's a lot more turning up now, a lot more bosses, a lot of exploders. Something I need to keep an eye on. I don't really want to flame too many of them. I'm going to flame this back end. Just allow some of the front end to clear the way. There are lots of bosses. I'm gonna flame up there a little bit. We are getting a little bit of jamming here, but it's not too bad. Yeah, it's okay. It's flowing. All good. So we'll keep them flowing. All good. Just the trash now at the back end. The trash won't really get past the shredders. Shredders are fantastic for clearing trash. And there we go. A few stragglers here at the end. And there we are. Wave 52. So yeah, because I didn't flame them much, just a little bit at the back end to ease the pressure on the front, and then a little bit in here, just calm them down slightly. This actually flowed through quite smoothly. There was times when this square was empty and there was just a load of bosses, you know, in here, which is absolutely fine. This is what I wanted. So I'm not going to remove the shredder just yet. I just need to be a little bit more practical about when I'm flaming, you know, to ease pressure at different points. So let's have a quick look, see how far they got. Any splash damage on the bait? No, that's the rear trap, that is, that's fine. So how far did they get? How far did they get? So we've got some use here, but it's difficult sometimes to tell whether or not the use count you're seeing here is because they were the other side of the wall. Let's have a quick look. So they definitely got here. They got here in numbers. But what about the pendulum? No. So the guillotine hasn't fired. Yeah. So that's telling me that this one and this one only triggered because things were really close against this wall at one point. Because the guillotine hasn't actually fired. So they never got past this trap here. What about this guillotine? This guillotine fired once. So one zombie got to this corner. Which is the same as we had the previous night on 51. So even though I let a load through, they never got any further than this point. But more of them got to the back end, which is nice. More of them got to the back end. Because if I'm going to repair or, you know, reload a trap, I might as well reload a trap for like, you know, 90% of its use than it just using one charge. It's the same amount of repair. So letting them through makes a lot more sense. Just let the traps do their thing. Let them run out the charge a bit. Makes the repair more cost effective. And there you go. There you go, folks. Another wave done. Let's go down and have a look at the bottom. Yeah, so they destroyed some spikes again. I really don't know if I can be bothered to put them back up again. That is not worth my time. I only use them to help pathing. But visibility wise, I don't think we're looking over here. So I'll probably just put some palisades across here just to help guide them in. Because the barb spikes are not worth the effort anymore. too little damage, too easy to destroy. So, yeah, these all zeroed out. They took a bit of damage, nothing too serious. Some zombies came back and attacked them. This one here, absolutely fine. The macadam cutter is fine. The EDF cutter is fine. The captain, no, the I can't remember their names now. The jump jet captain cutter is fine. Yes, we have named traps from the subscriber pool. Fantastic. There we go. These two are named as well. This is Aladdin Games bolt, and this is the Bry bolt. We also have the Max guillotine, which is a named trap here. This one here. Of course, he's on 0. He fully did his thing. There you go. But he's taken, 50% damage. So I don't want to be losing traps. So spreading damage out is always a good thing. You don't want traps going like, any lower than 50%. Definitely no lower than 50%. That would be a mistake in design. Right, there you are, people. I hope you enjoyed Wave 52. I hope that some of you can get an insight into what it's like at the higher wave difficulties. The higher wave difficulties obviously will happen like this on a lower wave if you're on things like Legendary. So just be aware that it's not just about trying to do damage, it's about where you're doing damage and the cost of doing that damage, because you will run out of resources. As I'm finding, it's a case of managing resources. So thank you very much again, and see you all next time for another episode of Night of the Dead. And bye now.